7:45. I'm coming out of camp. It's a quiet night last night. No one else came up. Thought I heard something moving around in the woods, but nothing took my bag, so who knows what that was. I've been leaving later and later because it doesn't get light out until like 7. It's hard to get up when it's dark for me. It's also cold. I don't want to get up. Poison ivy behind the sign. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what poison ivy looks like. This is the turnoff for the Greenwall shelter. Has directions on how to get water in the dry season because they only have a seasonal stream there. Different angle of all the rocks stacked. Some hearts and stuff. Far Out lore says this was made by gnomes and it was knocked down in 2017. But it looks like people have been stacking the rocks again, obviously. Rock stacking is generally frowned upon because it doesn't leave no trace and it obviously changes the landscape. But I guess the caretakers in this area aren't bothered by it, or it's encouraged here. I don't know. It's kind of pretty, but it's also kind of creepy just to walk up and have all these rocks stacked around you. Kind of like, what's that movie? Blair Witch? Blair Witch type of feeling. Saw a map of where the peak foliage is. I'm in the area that's almost there, but not quite. Smaller rock garden. This is supposed to be a heart, but it's just a circle. Getting into a rocky section, which would be fine, except I kept stepping on the rocks like this, bending my toes. That hurts a little bit. This is a new fungus. Kind of like eels sticking out of the leaves. Took a nice little lunch break at Homerstone Creek. Looks like there's a spot to set up a tent here, maybe. I'm about halfway through my goal for the day. It's supposed to be really cold tonight, so I'm trying to keep that into account when I think about where I want to finish. When I say it's supposed to get cold tonight, I mean it's supposed to dip below freezing just a little bit. I have a 10-degree underquilt. I don't know if this person watches my videos, but that was sent to me by someone in one of the Facebook groups I'm in, and I am still so grateful for it. Because if I set my hammock up right, I am toasty warm. I got almost sweaty last night. My top quilt is 30 degrees though, which I'm a little more worried about. But I take my extra clothes and I set them in my quilt, and so far I've been nice and warm. I also have a small supply of the hand warmer things, so I'm not super worried about it. But if tonight gets a little too cold, I might have to get my 10-degree UGQ back, which I don't really want to do because it weighs 2 pounds. That's interesting. I was hoping this would tell us something about these random metal bits, but it's just a weird empty plaque. Probably stuff from an old farm that used to be here. Some more metal things a little further down the path. Comet. Close to the Little Rock shelter now. This shelter has a caregiver, kind of like in the White Mountains, but I am not stopping here. This is beautiful. It's gonna look amazing during peak colors. It's been a long time since I've seen a snake. I almost stepped on it because I thought it was a twig. We've been walking along this stream for a little bit. It's probably be a great place to cool off if it was hot. This looks semi-deep, at least deep enough to sit in. I think this is one of the more interesting bridges. This is just a piece of metal in the ground. This is the entrance to the Big Branch Wilderness. They have a register, a bigger sign over there. There's a comment far out that says this area is kind of like Pennsylvania because it's just super rocky. This is the Big Branch Shelter. Not very big, but it is right next to the river. A little map to the privy. Second map to the privy. And this used to be a mile marker, but it's pretty faded. It's 3:15. There's 1.7 to the Lost Pond shelter. I'm assuming it's going to be empty, much like this one and pretty much every other shelter I've come across. So I'm gonna get to that. Taking a nice stroll up the river. I think there's a bridge we have to cross to go over it. This looks like a fairly new bridge. It's probably gonna be bouncy, which doesn't translate very well on camera. No, this one's not bouncy like the other one. One con of hiking in the fall is that the trail is going to get lost. This section isn't so bad, obviously, because you can see exactly where it is. But the white blazes are kind of spread out, so you're going to have to really look for the trail. Still pointing to the shelter, but it's a gentle meandering, not really a straight up awful climb. 4:15, I'm at the turnoff. Let's go see if there's anyone down here. Looks like I might be the only one here tonight. So I don't know how sound the shelter is. Look at this lake here. I have my pick of every tree in the woods. According to Far Out, this shelter looks so nice and new because prior to 2010, it burned down twice. Which doesn't seem to make it a very lucky shelter. I am set up and waiting for my rice to cook. Shaw's was kind of the last place to get like the backpacker meals, so I've been eating a lot of Near East couscous and rice, which is gonna get old soon probably. They have a few options. I don't want to say a bunch because I really only like the garlic ones. They've got the pearled and the couscous and the long grain rice and stuff like that. And if there's like a really nice store in town, then there might be like mac and cheese or something that I can get. But today I did 12.2 miles. Tomorrow it looks like there's a 8-mile section where there's no water, which isn't necessarily an issue because I'm not drinking as much water as I should be with the colder weather. But I'm hoping to do the 12.8 to the next shelter, but I'm kind of wiped out after 12.2 and 12.5, so we'll see, because there's also a lot of climbing tomorrow. But either way, that'll put me in a good position to get to Manchester Center. So thank you for watching, commenting, donating, subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.